Good morning to you. Let me just get a sip here to wet my whistle. I wanted to talk to you today about pearls and some fireball pearls that I made and why they're unusual. Now, when I say pearl, I think what most people think of are round, aren't they? The really beautiful classic round pearls. This is a strand of South Sea and Tahitian with a lot of different hues in it. But we think that classic round look. Now, that round pearl, they have an iridescence to them sometimes. That's why it's really important to have the thick buildup of nacres around the shell of the pearl, because when the light shoots into the pearl, those different layers of nacre like break it up, and that's what makes the light come back. And they call it orient or iridescent and luminous. It's what makes a beautiful pearl. Now, with round pearls, that surface is very regular. But with the Baroque pearls, and Baroque are those irregular shapes that are off round, they can get really, really iridescent and have that the iridescence on them. And that's because they have a really irregular pattern. And so the light hits them irregularly. I'll show you in a different, maybe I've got to go back. I'll show you in my other screen. The light hits them irregularly, and so they add a lot of brilliance to them and a lot of beauty. That's what I wanted to show you today. Now, today I'm wearing an icy pastel palette. I know I'm probably holding out for spring, even though fall's my favorite season. But with my lilac sweater, and I put on blue agate necklace, and I'm wearing pink tourmaline studs. They're just a little stud. But look, if I take them off, and it's nice to wear a stud a lot because it's simple. You can run around and get things done. But I'll put on now my Baroque pearls. I'm always better on, I need to get used to doing this with people seeing me do it, because there we go. How's that? And then let's put the other one in. I'm left-handed, so gosh, it's not as easy to do in the other. There we go. And you see how they really light up the face? They brighten my face. They could be seen. When people admire your earrings, they say, "Oh, I love your earrings." And you just know that they're saying, "Oh, you look really good today." And it gives you some energy back when that happens. And you go through, the day feeling more energized, and energy begets more energy. So things go on and you get better and better. These earrings are also really light on the ear. I made them so that past a certain age, our earlobes, the hole can be torn or they might droop a little bit, but these are really light on the ear. I did them so that this depth on the top, so that this curve is really a short distance, so then it doesn't pull. It really keeps the eyes up. The eyes go up with these, and they're light and bright and beautiful. Now, I'm going to share my screen and show you what it looks like. Here's what that looks like. See, I have 3 different pairs of these Baroque pearls. And the reason that they call them fireball is kind of interesting. They're done in China. And of course, China got, very competitive with Japan and with the South Seas and Philippines and so forth, and the pearl market, and they wanted to develop more and more. And so this is a freshwater pearl, which comes from a mussel. And usually those freshwater pearls are irregular. They use something different to be able to seed the pearl, to grow the pearl around it. But with these, they call them fireballs because they have that rounded top. Can you see that here where they have the rounded top and then a tail that comes back on them, like a meteor falling to Earth or like a comet falling to Earth with that tail behind it. So they add a lot of iridescence and a lot of look and a lot of brightness, right at the ear. They're hard to find because they're so irregular. They're very hard to find in pairs, and especially in larger sizes. So I was able to get 3 of them that paired nicely. Now, each one's an individual. They're a little unique. Each pearl is going to be a little bit different, but these pair very well, which is kind of the charm too, that they're not exactly a match. You'll have to look at them on the website and see. But and they're large. They're like over 1 inch long, just of that part. And the way that I set them, let me share my screen with you again and show you how they, and let's go in, yeah. So if you go to my website and go to the earrings section, I have 3 pairs. Oh, this is B, but you can see they're not exact. Each one's an individual. they're not a mirrored replica of each other. They're all a little bit different, which I think is charming, don't you? And I set the metal. Actually, a client came to me with this idea, and we refined it so that the metal is just a little bit at the top. It's very secure. There's some texture to it, but it doesn't overpower the pearl. It lets the pearl stand out, and then it keeps the cost of the gold down too, which is nice. So this pair is what? It's $26.65, but if you use my private 20 code, remember that private 20, if you're in my insiders group, they're $2,132. So they're a really great look that you could go up or down. You can wear them out at night for a dressy event. You can wear them with a white shirt. You can even wear them with a white t-shirt if you wear a fancy belt maybe or something with them. So they're really unusual. They've got a tremendous luminosity. They don't pull on the ear. And that's those. Now let me come back to you. Here we go. So I have 3 of these pair of Baroque pearls. I call them Luminous and Lux, which they are, and they really light up the face. It's a good chance. And remember, if you ever have any questions or anything you want me to cover, please let me know. You can send me a DM. You can put it right in the Facebook group. You can send me an email. I'm glad to answer, and I'd love to some ideas on what to talk about to give people's questions answered. Thank you. Bye-bye.